Well, hello everyone. No, it's not morning. I missed it again. I have all the best intentions getting up early and doing this and then trying to edit it and getting it uploaded and all that good stuff. But I just can't seem to get myself together enough to do that. It's always like this time of day. But wait until you see what I'm going to do. This is going to be a fun one. Not a long one either. I'm going to try to keep it under 30 minutes. But we're going to do, out of Betty Crocker's Biscuit Cookbook, 1976 version, we're going to do two recipes. We're going to do a cheesecake, an impossibly easy cheesecake. And I've already got all the ingredients ready to go. And then we're going to do the impossibly easy chicken and broccoli pie. Now, like I told you yesterday, if you saw yesterday, there's no seasonings in any of this stuff. The only thing that the broccoli pie is calling for is a 1/4 teaspoon pepper and a 1/2 teaspoon salt. I take issue with that. Fast forward almost 50 years, I'm just going to doll it up a little bit. I'm going to add some ranch dressing mix, a little bit, some garlic powder, some pepper, well, they call for pepper, but and some salt, and then I'm putting a little bit of thyme in it. That's pretty much it. Everything else is according to the recipe. And the recipe calls for a package of broccoli, 10 ounces, which I've got, broccoli florets, frozen, I thawed them out. And then chicken that I poached yesterday, and I just had it in the refrigerator for today. So there's no cooking in this. I'm just throwing everything in the pan, throwing it in the oven. That's it. Cheddar cheese, half in, half on top. 1/2 cup of Bisquick. I got a cup here because I'm putting 1/2 cup in the cheesecake and 1/2 cup in the broccoli pie. And then it's calling for 1 onion. But instead of the 1 onion, I'm going to use the rest of that pico de gallo that I cut day before yesterday and put that in the pie. That way I can use that up. It's not being wasted. And then it's calling for a cup of milk and 2 eggs, which I've got all right here. Now the cheesecake, and I'll go back over that with you as well. We're going to put that in the I know, the dreaded food processor, right? But that's 3/4 cup of milk, 2 eggs, a dash of vanilla, which I've got, 2 blocks, 8-ounce blocks of cream cheese, and then the other half of the Bisquick. And then I had some of this strawberry preserves that I put up last fall. I thought I'm going to take that and I'm going to twirl it on top of the pie just to give it a fruity flavor. And that's the only thing I'm going to mess with cheesecake. So let's get this cheesecake away from us right now. That cooks at 350 degrees according to the recipe. And the broccoli and chicken pie bake at 400. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and get the broccoli pie in there in the 400 degree oven. And it only has to cook for 30 minutes. The cheesecake has to cook for 40 to 45 minutes. So I'm hoping to gain some time with the pie, the chicken broccoli pie, cooking enough to where I can put the cheesecake in and turn the temperature down. Do you follow what I'm saying? So let me get this out of the way and just watch how easy this is. Let me get 1 fork so I can mix up my stuff. Okay, 9-inch pie plate, greased. I'll put some spray on it. So what I'm going to do though, in the milk mixture, so that everything's seasoned correctly, I'm going to take and get everything right? Right? Okay, so I'm going to take thyme. Whoops. And I'm going to put a 1/2 teaspoon of thyme in there. Thyme can be overpowering if you're not careful. And then this is my coarse ground pepper that's very strong. I'm just going to put 1/4 teaspoon. I can even smell that with the lid off. So we don't want to overdo that either. And then the garlic powder, I'm going to put a teaspoon of that. Make sure I get the right size. I get my tables and my teas mixed up sometimes. Okay, so we got a teaspoon of that. And I want to be careful of the salt too, because this ranch dressing has sodium in it, so you don't want to overdo your salt. So I'm just going to put 1/4 teaspoon of salt in there. Let me mix that up. Now this is a cup of milk and 2 eggs in here. And then we're going to put in this one, we're going to put the Bisquick. And then we'll pour all of that on top of the chicken and broccoli. Okay, so what we're going to do here, it says to put the broccoli down first, so we're just going to dump the broccoli in there just as is, right out of the bag. That's what it says. Okay, I hope you can see all that. Next, I'm going to put my pico de gallo, which is onions, tomatoes, well, it's actually a red pepper and tomatoes, so that'll go nice in this pie. I like to have this pico de gallo. Actually, you know, I call it pico de gallo, but I've been chopping this up forever and putting in freezer bags and keeping it in the freezer in like sandwich-sized bags. Now we want to make soups or stews or, you know, pies, things like that. I can just grab that and throw it in there, and I'm not chopping a bunch of stuff with any one recipe. Okay, the sugar goes over here with cheesecake. So the chicken, I'll show you what I did with that. There's my chicken poached. And so far, that's what the pie looks like. It's a pretty pie. So I'm just going to take and break this chicken up a little bit. You want it kind of, you know, cubed. You don't want it like real thin and all that. You want it to have some texture to it. Don't shred it. I mean, you can. That's what you want to do. It's your recipe, right? Doctor it up, doctor it down, play with it. Don't do anything to it. Just do it the recipe. Okay, so that's about the way it looks. Mine actually turned out more shredded than it did anything, huh? Go figure. There we go. This really looks good already. That's just enough. That's 1 chicken breast, believe it or not. So there's not a lot of ingredients in this one, just like the one we did yesterday. There's just not a lot of ingredients, but it looks awfully good. Okay. So we're going to take half our cheese and put on top like this, just like so. I'll save that for the very top. And let's go ahead and take half of this because I'm using the other half in the cheesecake. Let's get that in there. Got a 1/2 cup. That's what it calls for. It's a 1/2 cup. Let's get that mixed. No big deal in any of this. You don't have to pull mixers out. You don't have to do any of this with these impossible pies. Now the cheesecake does call for a blender. I don't think they had food processors in '76 because everything's put in a blender. And I just don't use my blender anymore. I always use a food processor. So that's, you know, that's something to think about. Okay, there you have it. Let me show you what it looks like right now before I put the milk mixture in it. Okay, the milk mixture again is a cup of milk, a 1/2 cup of Bisquick, 2 eggs. And then, of course, I didn't put the ranch dressing in there. Somebody didn't remind me. I'm going to put a 1/2 tablespoon of ranch dressing in there, just to amp up the flavor. And even last night when I was thinking about what I was going to put in this pie, I'm thinking, I got to remember to pull the ranch dressing out. And if you don't have the mix, you can always, if you have it in the refrigerator in the bottle, you know, put a little bit of that in there. You know, it's going to still flavor it. And you don't have to put anything in there. I just think it's going to help the flavor. I love ranch dressing and chicken anyway. So let's put this on top, just like so. make little holes here for that mixture. Here we go. Get rid of all this stuff. Let's put some more cheese on top. It looks pretty already, guys. A little bit of green sticking out. And this cheese, I didn't grate this myself. This is just that taco blend, cheddar cheese, and other cheeses that you buy in the store. Very finely ground. That's what, or finely grated. That's what this is. It just seems to melt up better for me. Okay, there you have it. No cooking, no nothing. Just throw it together. So we're going to go ahead and put this in a 400-degree oven. I'm going to set the timer for 20 minutes to keep an eye, start keeping an eye on it, and then we'll do the cheesecake. Okay, that heat out of there. Alexa, set timer for 20 minutes. Okay, let me clean up my mess. I'll be right back. I think. Okay, I'm cleaned up somewhat. Pie's in the oven. I'm going to have Alexa remind me to check on it in 20 minutes. It has a 30-minute, according to the recipe, 30 minutes, 30 to 35 minutes. Okay, so here we go with our cheesecake. Let me remind you, we've got 3/4 of a cup of milk and some vanilla extract. We've got 2 8-ounce blocks of cheese, a cup of sugar, a 1/2 cup of Bisquick. That's it. And what I'm supposed to do here is, what is it, Andy? Andy's visiting and barking. That's okay. He can bark all he wants. Of course, this says a 350 oven. We discussed that. I'm not worried about that right now. I've got this, because my oven's off about 15 degrees. I've got this one set at 400. When I put the cheesecake in there, I'm going to take it down about 20 degrees. So I've greased. I've sprayed my 9-inch pie plate. And then what we're going to do is put everything except for the cream cheese in our blender. Our blender. Listen to me. I'm reading the directions. It says blend. I know it's not. And Andy's going to bark, so be prepared for that. He is obsessed with the food processor. I know, Andy. Not yet. I'll tell you when. I'll tell you when. So just mix it. I'll tell you when, Andy. Okay, just mix everything up. Not yet. I'll tell you when. Yeah. So there goes the eggs, the milk, and the vanilla. Here's our sugar. Well, almost all of it. I had 1/4 cup stuck to the bottom. And here is our Bisquick. Okay, the recipe says to blend this for 15 seconds without the cream cheese. And then we put the cream cheese in and we'll blend it. Get rid of this. It says then blend it for 15 seconds. Oh, no, it says 2 minutes. Well, we'll see. Okay, so let's go ahead. Okay, Andy, I'm getting ready. Okay, here we go. I'm getting ready. There we go. Sorry for the noise, guys. Okay, 15 seconds. Did you see that, Andy? Here it goes again. Yeah, Rosie, you back? Oh, woo, woo. Okay. I know. Okay, what I think I'll do, guys, once I know you're helping. Oh, I can't help it. I can't help it. You better say hi to everybody. You say hi to everybody. Goodness. Now they're going to help. food processor. I can't talk for the dog's howling. Don't just put your... I know. Don't just put your cream cheese in one big lump. Spread it around. Okay. There we go. I know. Get rid of this. I know. Oh my goodness. I'm going to do it again. You ready? Okay, guys, I'm going to bring you right back. I don't want you having to listen to all this noise. Are you back? You didn't go far, neither did I. One thing I didn't take into consideration when they're saying in a blender and to mix for 2 minutes, that doesn't hold true with a food processor. I mean, you're talking 2 minutes with this liquid is just not necessary. So it's perfectly fine. And I just did it for about 30 seconds. It couldn't be any better. So we're going to take it out now. We're going to pour it in our pie plate. See the consistency of this? It's just like melted ice cream. Okay, now what we're going to do, we're going to take, I know, guys. Okay, hold on a minute. We're going to take a spoon. Let's mix our preserves up. And we're going to swirl that on top. I hope it sinks in a little bit. There we go. See? Now it will flavor this pie really nice. And when it gets done, this has blackberries in it as well. When it gets done, this color will rise to the top. Or it's supposed to. I mean, in a regular cheesecake it does when I do this. I'm going to use maybe 2 ounces of this. It's going to be so pretty, guys. Now, this is a cheesecake that's going to be done in 40 minutes that I didn't even dirty my hands on. This is just phenomenal. And all I can say is, I just hope it tastes as good as it looks. I'm going to get something to put this into. Can you see that? The swirls? Okay. Let me get a cookie sheet. My trusty cookie sheet. Keep a wrapper on it all the time. Of course, if it gets dirty, I change it, but I try to keep a wrapper on so I don't have to stop and do that and waste tin foil and all that good stuff. Okay, so I'm going to put this in this 400-degree oven. Alexa, how much time is left on timer? Alexa, how much time is left on timer? 8 minutes and 40 seconds left. I have 8 minutes left on my 20-minute timer. So I'm going to go ahead and put this in the oven, but I'm going to turn everything down to 365 because remember, my oven's off by 15 degrees. Oh, it looks so pretty. Okay, let's scoot this little guy over. And I'll show this to you when I get this in the oven. I'll bring you over. You can see what we got going on. Okay, let's reduce this. Take it up to 365. Okay, 8 minutes, 20 minutes. Alexa, set timer for, Alexa, cancel all timers. Alexa, set timer for 20 minutes. Okay, that's about how much time I have left on the chicken broccoli pie. So I've lowered the temperature to 365. The broccoli pie's been in there 20 minutes at 400. So another 10 minutes at 365 is going to kill that pie. So let me bring you over here. I want to show you what that pie looks like. Okay, I'm gonna bake the camera. No, here you go. Now I just put this in here, brought you over. There's the chicken broccoli pie, and here's the cheesecake. Okay, I just took the chicken broccoli pie out of the oven. The impossible, easy chicken broccoli pie. Look at that, isn't that beautiful? It smells amazing. Now I'm going to take you and show you what the cheesecake looks like. And it's got another 20 minutes to go. Looks good, doesn't it? Okay, so let everything cool and bring the pie. Okay, I just took the cheesecake out of the oven. I want you to look at this. It's hot. See how the swirls came up? See how they came up through the pie? That's how my regular cheesecakes do when I put swirls in that batter. And then Sam already jumped into the pie, the chicken broccoli pie. When this cools, the cheesecake's supposed to cool for an hour, no more. So that's really good. We'll be able to slice it. So we'll come back with our recap. Okay, so I think everything's cooled off sufficiently enough that we can slice it. It's been about an hour since I took the cheesecake out of the oven. It's still very warm. I've got a fan blowing on it. And then Sam's already tried the chicken and broccoli impossible pie. And I did take a couple of tastes, and it's really, really good. However, there's one thing that I want to, if you're planning on doing this, I want to warn you about. I did not drain that broccoli. Now, it came, frozen. I defrosted it, and I took it from the bag and dumped it into the pie plate, just as the recipe said. But what I should have done was taken it out and patted it, got all that water and stuff, because there's a little bit of water. I don't even know if, it's not that much. I can show it to you. It's just where the bottom of the pan is a little bit wet, and that's from the broccoli. So if that was fresh broccoli, that wouldn't be an issue. Next time I do this, which I am going to do it, it's beautiful and it tastes amazing. I'm going to pat that, at least drain it in a strainer before I put it in the pie plate. So enough said on that. Let's go ahead and cut into this. Now this one's really cool because I took it out a while back. And Sam had his. I had a couple of bites, but I wanted to save myself. I'm going to use that one because I want to save this one for the cheesecake. And it is beautiful. It really, really is. It makes a wonderful presentation. If you're going to fix this up, dress it up for a special occasion or a dinner, you could always put like scallions or cilantro or diced tomatoes on top, just to, give it a little bit of pop. Let me get that out of the way. And let me taste this. Spoiler alert, it's good. It is. It's really a very good recipe. Simple ingredients. Chances are you have the ingredients on hand already. I didn't even have to cook any of this before I put it in the pie plate because I poached my chicken breast yesterday. So if you can think ahead just a little bit, if you're doing a broiled chicken, or you're buying chicken at Costco or Publix, just set a little bit aside, and you can make this pie with just either fresh broccoli, frozen broccoli, and an onion. That's it. And some shredded cheese, half a cup of Bisquick, and some milk. Well, an egg or two, but you know, those are things that we kind of have on hand anyway. It took 35 minutes to get to this point. And I took it out of the oven and just set it on the counter. And it reheats really well. The way I know that is that pie, that lasagna pie we made yesterday, the impossible pie yesterday, I warmed that up last night and had a little piece of it, and it warmed up just fine. I took that and I sliced it up. Andy's visiting again. I sliced it up and I put it in a Tupperware, and it's in the refrigerator now. So let's set this aside and let's see about our cheesecake. This is what I'm really anxious about because I've never made this one before. Look how good that cuts. Oh my goodness. Now remember, this is probably borders on plus hot. Let me show it to you. Look at that. How good that cuts. Oh, whipped cream. A dollop of preserves on top. Oh my, look at this. Look at, oh my goodness. Look at that. Even hot, it's sliced up perfect. And there's the jam, the preserves. And that I put those up last fall. They were strawberry and blackberry. And I think there's a blueberry or two floating around in there because sometimes I just throw a bunch of different berries in there. But let's give this beautiful pie a taste. Do you want a piece of pie, Andy? You do? Here, let me see what I can give you. That won't hurt you. How about a piece of chicken? Here. I normally don't do that, but he's been such a good little guy lately. I don't know what to say. Yummy. Sam, you're going to have to taste this cheesecake. It's wonderful. This is so super good. I can't imagine what it's going to taste like cold. All the fruit that I put in there, the swirls. Here, take mine. So we got those recipes out of this Bisquick book. I know I've shown it to you a couple of times. 1976 copyright. And I got this book off of Amazon. All I did was put in, I guess what, a couple of years ago, I was searching for some old recipes and some old books because I collect cookbooks. And I searched in Amazon by putting in old or used Betty Crocker cookbooks. And that's how I got this one. I have a couple of their cookbooks. And I also have Martha Stewart and, you know, a number of the big names. But this particular pie, the broccoli, easy chicken and broccoli pie is on page 170. And then the cheesecake is on 181. Now what I'm going to do next, there's an impossibly easy zucchini pie. I came so close to making that today because I have 2 zucchini in the refrigerator. So it's a toss-up, zucchini pie or a zucchini bread, zucchini bread. So chances are I'm going to do the bread, but I haven't decided yet. Okay, so that's it for our book. And this isn't the last I'm going to make out of this book. It has, well, let me tell you, it has banana nut bread. It has cookies. It has velvet crumb cake. It has all of these things that I am pineapple upside down cake, caramel apple cake. I mean, these are just rhubarb meringue torte. So if the recipes that we've made so far have been this good, then we need to investigate further. Yeah. Okay. I'm not going to hold you up. Again, I want to thank you, everyone from the bottom of my heart for coming on board and visiting with me. It allows me to, time to interact with other people, with my family, with my friends, and new friends, old friends. Because as many of you know, I just can't get out. I don't, I'm not able to with this disease. Hence the name Behind Closed Doors, because you never know what people are living with or how they're living unless you find out. And it's not being nosy, it's just checking on a neighbor, or letting them check on you. You can just check on once in a while just to make sure everything's, okay. Whether it's an overgrown lawn, why is that overgrown lawn there, or mail not taken in, or newspapers not brought in. I mean, I haven't seen a newspaper on a doorstep in I don't know how long, but, it could happen. So, just keep that in mind. But yes, I want to thank you, each and every one, even though I'm just a tiny, teeny little channel right now with just a very few subscribers. It just makes my heart just jump for joy, knowing that you, each individual one of you, are just so important to me, and I so appreciate it. And if you can find it in your heart to like these videos or like my channel and subscribe, it doesn't cost anything. It's not bothersome. It just helps the channel grow, and that's what I want to do. I want to do things just like this. Or if you have something that you want me to try to do, let me know. You can email me, or you can leave it in the comment below. I'm still working on trying to get this format and everything down to where it's a science and not too long as I keep running my mouth. Okay, right, Andy? Andy's down here staring at me saying, you blew that, Mom. So, listen, you just take care of yourself, take care of your friends, your family, and your loved ones. And just look in on your neighbors from time to time, because you never know what goes on behind closed doors. And if you're needed, or someday you may be the one that needs them. So with that, you have a wonderful day and the rest of the week. And hopefully, I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye now.